Christian. Introducing first the fighter on my right, fighting out of the blue corner and representing Team Henderson. He stands 6 foot tall, weighing in at 185.7 pounds. His record, 4 wins, 2 losses, and 1 draw. Fighting out of the MMA Lab, Phoenix, Arizona, Eric McConico. And now his opponent, fighting out of the red corner and representing Team Bader. He stands 5 foot 9 inches tall, weighing in at 181.6 pounds. His record, 5 wins and 7 defeats, 1 draw. Fighting out of Sandoval Fighting Systems, Albuquerque, New Mexico, Freddy Sandoval. And your referee, Ryan Brugger.
Look, this is the tail of the tape there. Height and reach slightly on the side of McConico. 10-inch reach advantage for him, in fact, on the feet. Let's get this fight underway. Cage doors are closed. Sandoval in the red corner. McConico in the blue. Sandoval coming out with the pressure early on. Overhand right there from Sandoval, trying to keep this pressure. And he says his game plan is to just go bang, go brawl. But with all that years of experience, he's much more than that, right? He's a well-rounded martial artist. Also, you add to it his record, 5 wins, all by finish, all losses by finish as well. This is someone who lives by the sword, dies by the sword.
Absolutely. Somebody that goes out and leaves it all inside the cage. He's going to come out there and either take you out, or in doing so exposes himself by taking risks, where he ends up being eliminated by the same process.
Now we got Eric McConico with this fight up against the cage. This is what... McConico looking at pressure here. And this is where he wants to fight, right, Frank? You see his pedigree, his acumen, how strong he is in the clinch. Oh, that's low. That is super low on the Superman sign. Oh, my goodness. That's a heavy, heavy shot there, Frank.
Yeah, that happens a lot when guys throw knees from the underhook, overhook position. Usually when you use a tie clinch and you're just having both hands on the back of the head and you throw a knee to the body, your opponent really can't pull your waist down. But when you have an underhook and he has an overhook, all of a sudden you go to throw that knee and you think your shoulder's in a certain area because you got both feet down. Then you lift one leg up and then you realize that your weight gets pulled down. So he has that underhook. He didn't have enough room to be able to create that. And so there it goes unintentionally low.
No, that's Superman's kryptonite for sure, right? That's not a good...
Most guys nowadays, you know.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. He will have 5 minutes to recover. And for a shot like that, you often see fighters not take that time, right, Frank? Not give themselves those moments to fully recover. And it's one thing taking like a little knockdown there, but a martial artist, somebody like McConico driving that knee in, you've got to take your time to come back into this, right?
You really want to wait till you're fully recovered from it. I mean, there are far and few exceptions where I sit there and go, okay, you were winning the fight, pushing the pace, the guy's gassed. So maybe you want to go ahead and just make sure you're able to get back in there but not fully recovered, to keep that pressure, not give your opponent a full rest. But barring that, then absolutely take the full 5 minutes. I think a lot of fighters have a hard time with that, though. You start hearing the crowd growing anxious, so they just want to jump back in there and fight.
We are back underway here. 3 minutes, 35 seconds left in this first round. Without a doubt, that illegal blow, the most significant strike of the fight so far, but now it's all about whether Sandoval is fully recovered. But what has happened from that moment, Frank, is that he's off the cage, right? He's not under the pressure, the grappling of McConico, which is what McConico, where he wants this fight.
Yeah, even though McConico's the taller fighter, with his grappling background and pedigree, he would prefer to keep this in a close-range battle, make it a contest of grappling arts. Here out in the open, though, he does have physical attributes. He does have height to range and lengths, where if he does keep at the end of his jab and throw those kicks, it's still a avenue of victory for him. But a lot of guys just wired a certain way and they like certain aspects of the sport, and he loves the grappling aspect and wants to have most proficiency there. It was a beautifully timed left hand for McConico, but Sandoval answered back with an overhand right.
You can hear the power in that shot as well, Frank, even though it hit the forearm and the gloves. Oh.
And good striking on McConnell's part. That knee might have been, again, I might, if I was in McConico's corner, I might yell at him, knee to the ribs or to the head, but no more sternum shots.
Yeah.
Not with an underhook anyways.
Now back in this position up against the cage, Eric McConico.
Yeah, see there, he's able to throw
there
the
you
knee
go.
with the clinch.
Coming up the middle, these are big shots. Oh, he's down, he's down!
Can't do that.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
That's a downed opponent. We've had the one strike there. And you're asking a lot, right? You're asking a lot for Freddy Sandoval to be able to recover from that.
Yeah, he's definitely going to lose a point.
Goodness.
And if Sandoval's not able to continue, shame too, because McConico had some great knees, had landed some. If he just would have stayed a little patient and realized that when he went down, to stop throwing those knees and maybe snap into a front headlock, I think that was going in his momentum.
Well, you can see Freddy Sandoval there. What you can't see is outside the cages are the doctors. The referee can bring them inside to assess. But right now they're communicating through that cage. And maybe be able to get a look back at that shot that caused the stoppage in the fight and the point deduction for Eric McConico. Shake of the heads. The body language is just not there. Now the referee needs to talk to the doctor, right? They need to communicate.
You're always going to get the opinion of the doctor on what he's seen and what his opinion is. Obviously, he's the medical professional. And the referee is ultimately the one making the decision because he takes everything into account. The opinion with the doctor, he's reading the fighter, what he's saying, his enthusiasm to go back into it.
I'm just going to say this as well, that Frank, the doctor should be doing some assessments, right? When you see it before, like checking the eyes, doing things like that, right?
Well, you would think he would just... I've actually never seen a doctor make this assessment from outside the cage. That's interesting.
It's a difficult one, though, Frank, because you know these guys are warriors. You know this more than anybody. You don't want a fight to end like that. You don't want to go out like that. And you look at Freddy Sandoval, the history he has the fights. And it looks like we're going to carry on.
And it continues.
And we are continuing. Wow, Freddy Sandoval is some warrior. 1 point down for Eric McConico. But you've got to wonder how compromised, how many of those cobwebs Sandoval has shaken off. Oh, a nice kick to the midsection, though, from him. Oh, following him into the guard now is Eric McConico.
Yeah, McConico's in a good position now for him. He's on top. He has Sandoval's head close to the cage. And Sandoval's closing the guard with his head against the cage, which is a very difficult thing to pull off. It's all in the advantage of the guy on top now. Ideally, I train all my guys, hey, the expression I use is that once you're about a foot away from the cage, jiu-jitsu's dead. It's a pure wrestling match. Whether you're the guy on top or the guy on bottom, it turns into wrestling. You want to gain the position of having your back against the cage to come up or reverse. You don't want to have any kind of guard play with your head against the cage. It's just extraordinarily difficult to get anything. And here...
Now he's got the full back, Frank. Look at this. And
he's on the back.
I can't quite see the clock. I'm not sure exactly how long is left in this round, but now he's trying to work here for the submission. And Eric McConico, this is his bread and butter, Frank. This is where he loves to work from. He's looking for the finish.
Nice, tight palm to palm. His head's not in an ideal position. He needs to have his head ear to ear and then pull back with that lat. Nope, no.
Oh, now it's under the chin. Now that's under the chin, Frank. Eric McConico, palm to palm now, trying to get a finish here against Freddy Sandoval. He's tapped. There you go. What a crazy fight, though, Frank. A nice finish from McConico, but my question is still how compromised was Freddy Sandoval from that illegal knee?
Never going to be able to know. I mean, he looked like he was still compromised, but hey, he chose to go on.
look, there's the victory from McConico. Sandoval obviously disappointed with how this one has played out, but we're going to have a little look back at those significant moments within the fight. And Frank, I'd like to get your thoughts on that, on these shots. First of all, we'll look at this, the cup kick.
Here's the groin shot, man, right there, all full force from the underhook.
And then this
And
is
here,
the one.
he's doing quite well here. He brings it up top, throws another one on the forearms.
These are all legal.
Sandoval showing veteran, hey, I'm going to put a knee down so he can't attack me anymore. And then McConico, did not realizing that he had his knee down, fired an illegal shot.
And then we get the finish, Frank. There's
Great
the
palm to
submission.
palm after taking his back, losing a point. He was really having behind the pressure. At best, he could have had a draw in that round. McConico showing that he knew there was emergency to put this fight away.
So we're set and ready for the announcement here. This will take Team Benson Henderson 10 points in front, 2 fights in, 2 finishes. Let's hand it to our MC.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Ryan Brugman stops his fight at 4 minutes and 40 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by tap out due to rear naked choke, Eric McConico.
Eric McConico with that victory.